So Christmas is coming soon. It's November 14th, and I normally like to have holidays go in their proper order. So I'm a little before Thanksgiving, but I wanted to put this out there so you guys had a little bit of jump on things. These are some of the things I like to use in my shop. Figured I'd pass them on to you so you can do what you want with this info. So let's get on it. This is something I bought about a couple years ago, probably more than that, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. It's getting pretty well worn. But this is a sanding glove, and it comes with the sanding pads, like so. Isn't that cute? So it usually works like this. To be honest, I've never used these things. They seemed a bit, I don't know, goofy to me. And on top of that, when you're sanding something and you go off the end and try to come back, you can see how sometimes it'll catch on each one of the fingers here. So I honestly never use the sandpaper that they included with it. I always use leftover sandpaper from my 5-inch sander. And I can have a whole bunch of different grits that I've been used up. Instead of throwing them in a can, I just put them on here. It sands really good, and I never have any problem with splinters, even if I'm edge sanding plywood. Because a lot of times plywood will have those little tiny splinters that'll get in everywhere on your hands and stuff. And even big splinters never penetrate this thing. It's a pretty rugged little glove. The only thing I don't care about it is that the max size is a large. And I'd like something a little bit bigger than that. An extra large would be nice to have. So I think these were, you can get them single. You can also get a pair in large if you want. And prices are varying depending on what their supply is. But these are really handy to have. They serve a niche that isn't really filled anywhere else. Next thing I want to talk about is a mechanical pencil. I mean, we have pencils all over the place, but you got to sharpen them, and a mechanical pencil is nice because you just pick it up, give it a couple little clicks, and you've got your pencil lead out. I like to use the 0.5 millimeter pencil lead, and I've had this around for a little while now, so it's getting a little bit on a beat up side. But it's nice to have because you're going to consistently have a nice thin line, and that line is going to be the same width all the time, as opposed to a regular pencil, which is going to be sharp at one point, but then it's going to be duller, and it's not going to be as sharp as time goes on. So that's why I like these. They're worth it. I think I got a pack of 2 or 3 for probably $8 or $10 or something. They're nice to have. Something else I use quite a bit is a 6-inch F-clamp. These are from Harbor Freight. They're normally about $3.50. I think I got them on sale for $3 or so. Tay Tools has them for $5. Amazon has them for a little bit more than that, but they hold really well, of course. They're a lot better and have a whole lot more holding power than a trigger clamp does. So when you want to have something really handy and you want to keep it down super tight to the bench, give these a couple good cranks and nothing's going to go anywhere. So these are really nice to have. I have about half a dozen of these. They were cheap, like I said, on sale. And one thing is a set of rasps. They're nice to have. They're more aggressive than sandpaper and a sander is, but not as much as probably a hand plane or certainly not machines. I got these on Amazon. There's a set of 4. I think they went for about $22 to $30 or something like that. It changes, so I'm not sure. But they've held up really well. I've had them for about 1.5 years now. They can take a lot off when you need them to. You just go a little bit lighter and you can get a little bit less of a finish. But it makes quick work of some things. So that's kind of nice to have. Another thing that I use quite often is small squares. And these are more precision squares, so they're going to be a little bit more accurate than the ones that I've showed you in previous videos how to make. So if you want to use your wooden ones, then I encourage you to do that. But otherwise, this is an eye gauge, and it has markings on one side to 64th and to 32nd of an inch. On the other side is just regular, 32nd of an inch and 1/8 of an inch on each side. The other one I use is an Irwin. This is a 6-inch. This has just the regular markings on one side 1/8 of an inch, 16, 32nds. On the other side, it's graduated fine, but it also has a centimeter mark on this end over here. So those are also good. I think the Irwin, the 6-inch Irwin, was like around 10 bucks on Amazon. The eye gauge, which is supposed to be a little bit more precise, is about $20, $21. But when I measure them against a good machinist square, they're both about the same. When I put a good machinist square on these things, like so, you can hold them up and you're just going to see the very tiniest of gaps in there anyway. So as far as woodworking goes, they're going to be plenty good. So this might be more of a precision if you want something like that, like I said, than the wooden one. So there you go. This is what I'm talking about for this time. Like I said, I found these things really handy. I pick them up probably at least once a week and use them for whatever I'll be working on. Hope it helps out for you. As usual, if you have something that you'd like me to cover or any other comments, let me know in the comments section below and I'll try to get on that. Thanks for watching.